me for robbing this bank and I didn't do it. You can't help me. Nobody ever helps me.
This is bad, Genevieve.
This is not your average bank robber.
This is about giving her a chance.
It seems like you had a lot to get over today.
But again, thank you for taking time out. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good. Really good. How are you?
No complaints. No complaints. Excited to speak with you because I'm excited about the new film. So let's get into it. First, let's start by you telling everybody that's pretty much the premise of Tyler Perry's Straw.
The premise of Tyler Perry's Straw is a young woman who is fighting through some circumstances, and on this particular day, it just happens to be, as they say, the last straw. And then it kind of goes through just a day in the life of a single mother, and when she gets to her breaking point. And so it just kind of takes on from there. And it's actually labeled a thriller. To be honest with you, I haven't seen it. I'm in it. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't even give you too much because I'm still excited about it until I get to see it at the premiere next week.
Real good. Well, one thing you can tell us about is Officer Dickson. Tell us about your character in the movie.
Yeah, Officer Dickson, he reports to the chief of police, and he's there giving a lot of new information, and he's his right-hand man. I was actually listening to Drake's Right Hand song over and over again while I was on set. Because every time my chief needs something, I'm running in to help him out with it. So it's an intense film. I'm really excited for the world to see it. And yeah, Dixon, he's there to help, but he definitely reports to the chief, who is Rockman Dunbar.
Okay, I like that. That sounds like a good combo. I'm looking forward to it. And then with it being a Tyler Perry movie, and he has a catalog that's as thick as a library. But what is it about this film, even though you haven't seen it at all collectively together, that you would think sets it apart from other Tyler Perry films?
That is a great question. I think the biggest thing about Straw is the scale. So I've worked with Tyler Perry before at the studio. This is my third project. I did Young Dylan on Nickelodeon, and I also did 2 episodes of Sisters on BET. And there's still big sets and lots of people, but it's a certain scale to television. And I remember one day on set, I was kind of like a shadow. I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want to miss getting into a scene. So I was always right there next to him because he works so fast. If you're not on scene, you're missing. They'll throw a line to somebody else. And I was standing next to him, and he gets on the walkie-talkie, and he told someone to get the drone out of the shot. And the drone flew away. And then he's looked over at me because he knew I was standing there soaking it all up, and he just smiled at me. And he goes back to the walkie-talkie, and he goes, "Bring in the helicopter." And what I thought was a star about a mile away just got bigger and bigger. And now there's a helicopter circling over the situation. So I just think the scale on this, it's Netflix, it's a lot bigger, and it's going to be more intense. Maybe one of the most intense films he's done so far. So it's something to be really excited about. And it's not something you got to go to the movies for because it should be right there on television.
Yeah, okay, I like that. I'm hyped. And then another great thing about this for you, because it's all about the cast and the work environment. This cast is led by Taraji P. Henson. So talk a bit about the experience of working with everybody, including Taraji.
Yeah, it was an intense cast. I mean, Sherry Shepherd, Taraji P. Henson, Tiana Taylor, Rockman Dunbar, Mike Morrell. I've worked with Tiana Taylor actually before on the movie called Honey 4, which is Honey Step Up and Dance, which was the 4th version of that. So I got some FaceTime with her, and we talked about that on set. And anytime you're working with Tiana, she's so intense. And I really like working with artists that have other things. So she's obviously a huge musician, and she's got her own status there, and she just completely delved into this role, and it's going to be really intense to see that side of it. I didn't see a lot of Taraji. We had different shoot days, but man, I mean, Tiana really put in all the work on this one. And I remember one day on set, you kind of forget where you are, and I had all the scripts right there, and she had forgotten her script in the trailer. She was like, "Anthony, give me your script." And she took it out of my hand. I'm like, "Yes, Tiana Taylor, you can have whatever you want." You know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun working with her and combining and doing some ad libs. And I'm going to say it this way. And then there's a lot of working together on set versions with each other. And, we're going to do it this way. We're going to flip it around. Or Tyler might say, this scene doesn't work. We're going to change the script right now. So you got to be ready, and you got to be ready to go. And it's intense, and it got fun. But in the very beginning, everyone was like, "Oh man, we're doing 20 scenes at one time," and he's like, "Yes."
Well, the teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah,
Right. Right.
Right. You already have done it with these answers, but tell everybody in your own words why they need to make sure they watch Tyler Perry's Straw on Netflix starting June 6th.
I think, do it for the culture. I mean, once again, we have one of the biggest studios in the history of America, led by a black man with a extremely strong black cast. And that's telling a story that I think a lot of people are going to understand and they're going to identify with. And I think it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster because it is a thriller, and it's going to be a type of Tyler Perry movie that you haven't seen before. And so just being on set, it was a different vibe. And, the fact that Sinbad is in it and people like that. I mean, this is, and everybody fits into the cast and gels well. And, anytime you got Taraji P. Henson with Tyler Perry, you're going to get a heck of a studio hit. So, I mean, I don't know a reason why you wouldn't go see it. I have no idea. You don't even have to leave the house.
Exactly, no doubt. Switching gears real quick before we wrap, I gotta ask you, what would be your ideal role? Because I've seen you in different characters thus far, like you mentioned Sisters. I remember that character. What would be the ideal role for Anthony E. Williams?
My ideal role for Anthony E. Williams. So I actually wrote and produced my own pilot called F.A.M, which is based on my personal life and my relationship between my ex, my wife, and my daughter, and how I navigate that web of relationships. Something like that, where I can be a dad and like the suburban dad, but then there's something else that intensifies my life that I have to figure out on a constant basis. I like the audience saying, well, why did you do this? I would have done this. If you think about the show Power, he had this whole kind of suburban penthouse and he's running his
drug empire. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say he was running his not his music, but his club Truth. Yeah, the nightclub. And then he had this whole thing that takes him away from that. And I like to do duality of those type of roles. So something where I could be a family man and then something completely different. That's kind of an escapism from that situation. I think that's an ideal role for anybody to play.
No doubt. Yeah. Well, it's coming. I can see you in it. So get ready.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Then before we wrap, what is next for you? Anything you're working on right now that you can share or that you possibly want to work on?
Do I possibly want to work on? I mean, I've really been enjoying the police roles. I was on FBI Agent Strict on Law and Order, recurring on that. It's so funny. A lot of my friends were like, "Hey, you don't want to get typecast." I'm like, "What was the second part of that cast?" I just want to get
right.
And so I'm enjoying being cast, and so I got some things I'm working on in that vein of military and authority figures. But I just really my hope is I get to go back to, like I did in F.A.M, to kind of play that dad, maybe a dad who's a detective who gets into something at a precinct. I think that would be something that would be very interesting for me to play, that I would absolutely kill.
Real good. Well, before we wrap, is there anything else you want to share?
June 6th, Straw on Netflix. We want to make sure it's #1. Do it for the culture.
Whoop, whoop. No doubt. We're definitely going to get the stream numbers up. Well, again, I want to thank you again for taking time out speaking with me. Again, my name is Aries from Urban Bridges, and I look forward to what you do next, Anthony.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I didn't mean to do this. Something inside of me broke.
I told them I need my money to get my daughter's medicine. She's sick.
I just need to cash my check, that's all.
No, no!
Please, come on out.
I just want to do what's right for my baby. Lock the door! Tell him close the blinds.
We need to figure this out. I don't want you to get hurt.
I got put out today. We have nowhere to live.
That man robbed me. I need to my daughter. You want to kill me? You want to blame me for robbing this bank, and I didn't do it. You can't help me. Nobody ever helped me.
This is bad, Janaya.
This is not your average bank robber.
This is about giving her a chance.
It seems like you had a lot to get over today.